My name is Emily, and I live in the bustling city of Los Angeles. I was just an ordinary girl, with dreams of becoming an artist, working as an assistant at a small gallery. That is, until I met Jack. He was like a light that suddenly illuminated my life. Tall, handsome, charming, and full of humor, he claimed to be an entrepreneur on the rise. We quickly fell in love, and during those months, I truly believed I was the happiest person in the world. As we dated for 6 months, our bond grew even stronger. Jack constantly painted a picture of our future together. Once his business took off, we'd travel the world and build a house by the sea, just for the two of us. I believed every word, eagerly waiting for the future we would share. But one night, everything I had dreamed of came crashing down. That evening, I finished work early and decided to surprise Jack. I bought all his favorite ingredients to make him a delicious dinner. As I opened the door to our shared apartment, I was met with a scene that shattered my heart. Jack was in a passionate embrace with a stranger. Furious, I confronted them. Jack looked at me coldly and admitted his affair, saying he had never truly loved me. He explained that he had been with me only because I took care of him and lent him money when his business was struggling. Hearing this from the man I once loved felt like a stab to the heart. I was devastated. Heartbroken and betrayed, I decided to leave the apartment and start over in my hometown. As I packed my things, I came across one of Jack's old notebooks. The pages were filled with strange, cryptic notes. As I read through it, I was horrified to discover that Jack's so-called entrepreneurial project was actually a carefully crafted scam. He had been using his relationships with women to manipulate them into giving him money. I realized that I had been one of his victims. Determined not to let him get away with it, I began secretly investigating Jack's fraudulent activities. During this time, I met a private detective named David, who was moved by my story and offered to help me for free. After extensive investigation, we gathered enough evidence to take Jack to court. At trial, Jack attempted to argue his way out of the charges, but the evidence was overwhelming, and he was sentenced to prison. I thought everything was over and that I could finally start a new chapter in my life. However, fate had other plans. Soon after Jack was imprisoned, a man who claimed to be Jack's lawyer contacted me. He told me that before going to jail, Jack had secretly transferred a large sum of money, and the rightful heir to this fortune was me. I was utterly confused and couldn't understand why Jack would do such a thing. The lawyer explained that Jack had a change of heart while in jail. He felt immense guilt for the harm he had caused me and wanted to make amends in this way. This unexpected fortune turned my life upside down. With the money, I opened my own art gallery, fulfilling a dream I had nurtured for years. As I ran the gallery, I met a talented artist named Tom, whose work captivated me. We grew close, and before I knew it, my feelings for him deepened. Just when I thought I had finally found happiness, Tom suddenly disappeared. All that was left was a letter, in which he confessed that he was actually Jack's brother. He had gotten close to me to exact revenge for Jack's imprisonment. Once again, I was plunged into despair, but this time, I refused to let it break me. I made up my mind to face the situation head-on. I set out to find Tom, and explained that hatred could solve nothing. After much searching, I finally tracked him down. With my words, Tom let go of his bitterness, and he apologized for what he had done. Through this series of twists and turns, I grew stronger. Though I had been deeply hurt by the man I loved and deceived, I learned to stand on my own 2 feet. I realized that true control over my life would only come through my own strength. I am confident that the future holds much better things for me.